Good morning. I'm here to celebrate curves. Now I'm very lucky because I live in an area that is well known for its curves in its landscapes. And today I'm here with my beast in order to pick out a few. In order to get here before dawn did mean an exceptionally early start, 3:45 a.m, so I could travel right the way across from where I live to this location in order to shoot dawn. Actually, more importantly, to shoot when the sun first plays across the landscape and just bring those curves to life. Now I acknowledge I'm a very lucky lady because I live in a very curvaceous landscape, the South Downs National Park.
Having lived here for 5 years, I am just starting to get to know this area. What you're seeing here are some of the shots that I've taken in my explorations. They are the tip of the iceberg for the diversity you can find here.
The curvy landscapes that I'm going to be focusing on today and over the next few days are predominantly arable. And what that means is that some people are going to accuse me of celebrating a monoculture, one that's not particularly biodiverse. The South Downs National Park is far more than what you are seeing here. I'm choosing today to celebrate those glorious South Down curves, and I'm doing so with my beast. Now behind me I have a field of barley, which is all very lovely. I needed to come out this week because harvest begins, because we've actually had a few days of really lovely weather. So in order for you to appreciate exactly what I'm ogling, I'm going to put my 100 to 400 lens on and show you through there what I'm looking at. This landscape in front of me here is actually quite versatile. There's a farm to the left of the scene that I'll quite often go to. It's one of my favourite places to get a lovely overlapping landscape. We've got this area in front of me, and off towards the right is where I've shot some of my winter videos looking towards the windmill. I've got the skylarks, I've got the bitey flies, I've got traffic going by. What more could a girl want at 10 to 5 on a Tuesday morning?
Now some locations are quite tranquil. This one isn't. However, sticking that long lens on, you can transform things and take yourself off into a world that's totally different. Now it's just a time to have a play and wait for the scene to come alive. This is a 9-shot pano taken a little later than this morning. On the right, those hills get kissed first, and gradually the sun rises and makes its way towards those lovely trees on the left. I'll show you some of the shots that have taken over 3 mornings at this location with very different light. A few miles away, near Devil's Dyke, there are lots of fields going off into the distance, trundling east and west. I decided one morning to go and explore and just take advantage of the simplicity, the curves and those lovely tram lines made by the farmer.
This is the 3rd time that I've been to this location, and each time the lighting has just been different enough to keep my interest. In a couple of days' time I'm going to take you to a very different curvy landscape, probably about 3 or 4 miles that way. That's west to you and I, and we'll be able to look over the hills as they go into the distance with those wonderful tram lines going through, leading the eye. It's just quite special, but it does not represent the whole of the national park. Important I say that. Good morning. This is day 2 of getting up at silly o'clock, trying to catch some curves in one area of the South Downs National Park. Now this terrain is very much similar to yesterday's in that it is arable. And what I'm hoping to capture today are those curves, but also those lovely tram lines. I like this kind of morning because I have the place to myself. It just gives me a little bit of headspace. Unlike yesterday, today's location involves a little bit of a trek. Not so far to travel by car, but get your butt out and have a good walk, and you eventually get there. Now this morning, it looks like there's going to be a bit of mist in the valley, which could be lovely. But when I drove back yesterday from my location, the whole valley was completely filled with fog. Could see nothing. I chose the right location yesterday. I'm hoping I have today. Well, we've definitely got our tram lines. I'm not too late. That's good news. What I'm actually looking to do is to get into a position where those curvaceous hills with the tram lines going over them are going to be hit by the sun as it rises. Hopefully, the sun will be strong enough today to give some really good contrast. Yesterday it wasn't so good, but luckily I've been to that location several times, so I've got some things that are okay, passable. Here we don't have fog. Bonus number 1. I think I need to be up there. A little bit of a different angle. Now, in order to capture curves effectively, you've got to have the sun really at the right angle. Kind of kestrel, right there.
I had the idea of trying to show it to you, but it was the tiniest dot ever. That's an attractive face, Louise.
See if I can get it for you.
Not to hope.
As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by nature, in order to get the curves, you need to have the sun at the right angle, quite a low angle, and it's piercing through, and it's just hitting the tops of hills. I always use the phrase kissing. It's a bit sad, isn't it? It's just kissing the tops of those hills and really bringing the scene alive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the camera on, show you my scene, the kind of things that I might actually pick out, but also show you the effect when the light isn't there, so you can see the contrast when it is. Now this is the wider scene that I have in front of me, and you can see the mist rising from the river just in the distance there. I've got curvaceous hills coming in from the right. I have some going off to the left, although they do stop being quite as gorgeous just outside of shot. I also have Lancing College, a site of education. I have Shoreham Power Station, not a site of education. And right in the distance I have Brighton with the protrusion into the sky, which is the I-360, a tourist destination. As I stand here and watch that glorious sun come up, it's looking very pink today at the moment. The only complaint is, sunrises. They're blimmin' early to get to this time of year. And second day in a row, and I'm finishing late at work at the moment. Bit of touch and go. Must have coffee to stay awake. Okay, we are starting to hot up on this scene. I'm going to probably go handheld and try and take a few shots shortly because the light's picking out different details in the landscape. Now last month we had the Aurora Borealis on the south coast of England and really quite strong. I missed it because I didn't believe the intel I was given by a really good photographer. I should have known better. Steve Bell, I will never doubt you again.
Duh.
And I didn't get out the house, and I'm stupid. However, the next morning I came out, partly to punish myself, I think, for missing it. And I got a really interesting set of circumstances. I had the sea mist rolling in. I had a muted sunrise with a little bit, I think, of the pinks left over, just about echoing. I'm going to use the term echoing from the night before. And I just got something I really quite like. I'm going to show that to you on the screen. Again, you've got your college, you've got the industry showing in the background there, But because we had that sea fret coming in, it was just muted. So there was hints, echoes.
I'd love to know if any of my 3 favourites have resonated with you at all. I just hope I've done South Downs curves justice in some way.
I think I like doing this lark because actually I get the time to myself and I'm not doing what I do all day, which is train people, talk to them a lot. I talk to you a lot, to be fair, as well, but not quite in the same way. Thank you for joining me today and humouring my small obsession with curves in landscapes. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please consider giving me a like or a subscribe and tell somebody else about me. That would be very, very cool. Meanwhile, wherever I am next time, I'll see you there. Take care.